Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali. In this incarnation, we are here in one more day of this planetary ascension. I am going to channel a message for you. Remember to only take what resonates and to leave the rest because it is a general channeling. I'm going to focus in guidance to navigate the process. So let's see what I am receiving. Okay, what I am feeling is the following thing. It is like recently, very recently, you have experimented an uncomfortable situation, an uncomfortable process that actually like embraced all the areas of your life. I think that this took all the areas of your life, and you are finally starting to move forward or detaching from that process because what I am receiving it is that you may have felt like blocked in that situation, but actually this situation happened in order to free yourself from certain blockages and patterns that weren't allowing you to move forward. It was on the contrary. Many times we think that there are situations that are not allowing us to move forward, but those situations are helping us through the things that we need to detach, the things that we need to leave behind, how we can actually move forward. And this is what I am sensing in this experience. So it looks like you detached from something. It wasn't easy, and you are like putting one foot after another in order to move forward from this experience, which is creating this sense that your energy is being rebalanced. And it is, there are things that are flowing in a better space. But the important thing in here is actually what comes in front of you, because I am seeing that you have a decision to make. It is like you have gone through this process, but right now that you are able to move forward and to finally put your energy, put your focus on the new horizons or the new experiences that come ahead, because I think that the situation that you experimented before, it was like taking your energy, and you were very 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 focused in that. So it is like you are finally are able to raise your look, your view, and you have to make a decision. And the thing is that when we have decisions, when we are in front of a crossroad, there is always a path that is much more linked with our heart, and there is always paths that are not. That we consider them because of certain things, because our mind is telling so, or because we feel emotional attachment to those experiences. But actually there is always guidance inside of us, and then we can confirm this in this kind of videos or with other signals that universe can offer. We always have information, but it is part of the process, not choosing every time the evolutionary path or the path that is totally linked with the soul, because in the end and in a high perspective, everything belongs to the to the path of the soul. So I am explaining this because what I am seeing, it is that although the energy has become better, or you're improving the inner state in relation with the past situation, there is something that you are still like dragging. I don't know if this is about a certain pattern. I think it is for some of you, and for others it is a situation. I'm going to put an example so you can understand, because many times we could detach from something, but if we don't really embrace the shadow or the unconscious aspects that made us create that situation, we are going to move forward with the same patterns. So we are going to create similar experiences, because reality functions this way. It brings us what we are pulsing every time, and if we don't realize what we are pulsing, then we can create situations that we don't want to create. With this, what I'm trying to say, it is that I think that the past situation, the recent past situation that was uncomfortable, it was actually happening for you to embrace another direction. And you are identifying which is this direction. But on a certain level, you are still attached to old ways of functioning and old spaces too. And I think that the main thing about the patterning here, it is linked with healthy boundaries. It is something very, very important nowadays. I think that many people is talking about boundaries because many times, especially in the spiritual path, we have misunderstood how they work, how we can be compassionate, how we can invoke unconditional love, how we can embrace this non-judgment experience with other people. But that doesn't mean that we have to still tolerate certain things. And many times the boundaries, every time actually, because the boundaries are not only with other people, are also with ourselves. We are the ones that we have those kind of patterns. Let's put an example. If we always are available or at service of people that only looks for us when they need us, only in bad situations, etc., and we are not actually sharing like beautiful moments or nourishing moments, if we are not putting a boundary to that, it is because a part of ourselves, it is also perhaps wanting to be needed, wanting to be loved, because that's how we learned to be loved, by offering service or helping others or giving too much energy. This is only an example. It is not necessarily your situation, but I was trying to explain how the boundaries are not only putting to the external, they are also they also have to be established with ourselves. Even the mental focus that we are giving to certain situations need a boundary many times, and we have to redirect that energy in a different way. So all of this implies boundaries, and I think that this situation involves this thing, like to stop focusing in certain things that aren't actually collaborating with you. And I think these things are things that you are carrying on day by day. This is something in the daily, to choose another direction and to finally open the way with a different energy. Because you could be feeling better now from the past experience, but you have to solve like the core of the situation. And the core of the situation is that there are certain environments, people, experiences that aren't actually aligned with you anymore. And I am receiving that some of you could be feeling like guilty or selfish for choosing yourself in this experience, but also some of you could be feeling this fear of being abandoned or being alone. I think that wounds linked with rejection and abandonment could also be activated in this experience, and that is also something that we need to embrace and that we need to be responsible for. With responsible, let's remember that this is about learning to respond and not allowing that our wounds condition our decisions. I mean, transcending those kind of patterns means that we understand how our wound is making us operate, and then we can choose not from the space of the wound, but embracing the wound, embracing whatever emotion we need to embrace, but also making the right decision for us and therefore for other people too. I am feeling that this is very linked with relationships, not only in the level of love, romantic love, but also every kind of relationship. And I think that there is how you can actually open the way and transcend finally these old situations for you, in order for you to give a space to other experiences that could be much more inspiring for your path. So, well, I just wanted to leave this reflection today. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.